It's over here. There we go. Now I can see that better. All right, fellas, we're live. We're live on the tube, waiting for some people to filter in.
Live on the tube.
Yeah, they might filter in. They may not filter in. Who knows?
I guess we'll find out.
Maybe they're like, maybe we've had enough of this Merkel character. We're waiting on the show tonight.
And if those VanTesla guys are on there, I'm not tuning in.
Yeah, if it's those VanTesla guys, we're out. We're not interested. He's been talking about them too much. And every time we watch a show on YouTube, it's VanTesla at the end of the show, and we're tired of it.
I know.
Tired
out of here.
I'm already tired of it. What's up, Justin, in the chat? How you guys doing? We're here hanging out with VanTesla, and we figured live. Actually, let me tell the people on Instagram we're going live too. That way they don't miss out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, wait a second, my phone's off. I'm gonna break my own rule. So
you were just yelling at us about it.
Yeah,
pop it on.
I'm like, guys, turn your phones off. I'm hearing the buzzing. You're about to hear a lot of buzzing when I turn this on, and the people will probably hear it too. But it's okay. They'll have to deal. What's going on, Sands, Claire, Colleen? How y'all doing? Holly, what's up? We are here in studio with VanTesla. We got Joel right here in front of me. This is my brother Jack. And then we got Mark in the corner. You can't see him on camera.
You can't see him. You can just hear me.
He's like the Holy Spirit. You can't see him, but you hear him and you know he's there.
I feel like it's a paranormal experience in itself. Right behind me.
Yeah. Well, I hear this voice, but I just don't know. No. I just don't know.
If anyone really wants to see me, I'll pop into the camera.
No. That ruins the audio. So no, you will not.
Okay. I tried.
Get off the camera. Get off the camera. All right.
Slowly start inching in.
We can switch spots if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you guys do that? Yeah. You switch spots. No. No, you're the guest.
Man,
Mark, you sit over here.
He
has to come.
See, here's the thing. Mark's in a nice, comfy chair in the corner.
I'm glad you did that, though. That's all it is. It's the chair.
It's the chair.
This is the chair.
All right, fine.
So
we'll let Mark make the decision. Mark,
I don't care. It's up to you.
Okay, so he's going over there.
Stay put. You're already there.
Jeez.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
I tell you, it's
no one needs to see my
such a passive nature we have going on in the studio right
now. That's exactly what I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Where's the masculinity at?
The toxic. Yeah.
Cis males, and then they call them now.
It's,
cis.
Let's keep the cis talk for another show.
Another show.
Keep that quiet. Keep it quiet. All right. I don't know why I only have 5 people being in on Instagram here. That's weird. Usually we have about 20 at least. But I wonder if I turned my phone on too fast and it didn't shoot out the notification.
I have.
It's interesting. What's up, guys, on Instagram? What you're looking at right there is Joel, that's Joel. That's Mark in the corner. It's the beats. He makes the pretty sounding productions. That's Joel. He makes it the pretty music, vocals,
the pretty
the
vocals,
rap, beautiful vocals. And there's Young Blood right there.
Young Blood
hanging out, chilling. And we are live on YouTube. So the YouTube people right there hanging out. And we just wanted to pop in here live with people and say, hey, so we're going to be on YouTube here for a few minutes. I don't know how long, but we're going to be hanging out. We're going to premiere some new music right here on YouTube today. So that's going to be fun. So if you want to check out VanTesla's new music, go ahead and head over to YouTube. But before you go to YouTube, check out VanTesla on Instagram and give them a follow at Van_Tesla_.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been hearing all day. I better got it. So, all right, guys. See you. All right. So now YouTube, you get all my attention. Just you and me and the guys. We're just, I should have titled this Q&A. I didn't title it Q&A.
Right.
But it is what it is.
I'm kind of okay with it just being Q&A too. It's whatever.
Yeah.
So somebody gets off on a rant.
Yeah. Well.
And then Tony reels me back in. I was like,
everybody that's tuning in here on YouTube, we are live here in studio with VanTesla. And just got done recording a show for Rage Against Dystopia for my radio program on Fringe FM, and that was Joel and Quan on that show. Quan was not able to make it from Atlanta. He had to cancel because of work stuff. So he joined us on the TV virtually. And Joel is here and Mark's here, and they're from Cincinnati, Ohio. We debuted music on Rage Against Dystopia, and then we recorded an hour show for the Confessionals, and we debuted music there. And Joel talked about some of his paranormal stuff, his family stuff, and we're taking a time out right now. We're just going live on YouTube before we do a whole other second hour for overtime on the website,
right?
Where we're going to be talking about overtime. Who did that?
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
I guess you've been listening to overtime stuff. Okay, I was gonna say, like, because that's what I do on my show.
I got that membership.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, in the second hour, we're gonna be talking about the fact that Joel is an evil Freemason, and I'm just busting your chops.
Really
you're fine.
interested in hearing all about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna press.
We're gonna press
because he said there's some things I can't talk about. I'm just like, bro.
Ooh.
I'm gonna press and press and press.
Do it for the podcast.
I'm gonna be that annoying like person that just won't shut up because it's my freaking job.
Right.
So we're gonna get into that, some of your demonic experiences and other paranormal situations there in the overtime. But in the first segment, you talked about your dad's experiences. As I think you said he was in college when this happened, at least started, right?
Yeah, well, he didn't get into the whole satanic part until I think he dropped out of college, kind of on his own, running around at that point. But that's when he got into the whole satanic world, and you know, obviously he broke away from that, and he's a preacher now, and he's doing great.
But
so
yeah, pretty dramatic story, and Joel just shared the highlights. And after we were done recording, Joel texted his mom and said, "Do you think Dad would come on the Confessionals to share his testimony of all the stuff that Joel was sharing?" And she said, "Yeah." So you can look forward when you hear it, because this show is going to air on Tuesday. So when you hear this show, know that the dad we're talking about will be on the show in the future. So that's pretty cool. And then we talked about some UFO stuff, the fact that your son's mom was in the Wicca. And not the nice kind of Wicca. Apparently there's some dark magic involved in Wicca that, the ones that I talk to, they don't really talk about this, but apparently it's a thing. And certainly some of the things you shared. Wow. So very good show. And then we're going to also get into the alien agenda as well, right there for the overtime segment. So
absolutely. Yeah,
we're taking a break though. We're going live on YouTube, and we're going to debut some music here in a few seconds. But if you guys, Jack, actually, you know what? Can you see that screen there? Because I can't. Hang on a second. Let's do this. There we go. Now I can see my old eyes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, I had to blow up the screen because my eyes.
I feel like there's
so
been a lot
bad.
of old jokes today.
Yeah.
Directed at us.
I know, man. I know.
Well, if the shoe fits.
They do. Yeah. So, Jack, you came down here. You haven't heard this music, or have you heard this music yet?
I saw it on their Instagram, but I don't think it's the whole song. It's just a dose of it.
Okay, so I like what you did there.
Hey, I do like that.
Jack got a dose, but he's gonna get a double dose today. Oh man! So the drop today is called Double Dose. You guys dropped 2 songs today,
right? And
this new music, and we're gonna play the censored version, so that it doesn't make YouTube upset or something like that, right? But we're gonna start off with what? What should we start off with?
Cognitive Dissonance. We'll do it like the album plays out.
Sounds good. So we're going to start off with cognitive dissonance, and let people hear the magic. So here we go.
There we go.
Everyone I know back home be dodging ops. Every girl I know back home be running plots. Contractually speaking, I made a quarter off stocks, and everything is paid off, and I'm still punching in the clock, cause I know the end game. The game don't end. Cognitive dissonance in your friend, your feelings thin. Let's open up the cars, I wanna see it out now. Let's Soap your face, put that stupid ass mask down. When there's beef in the room, grab the horns and milk a cash down. Devils in the room, why the black we gotta spaz. Catch your body, if that's your hobby. But just probably open your mind. Catch your body, if that's your hobby. But just probably open your mind. I'm feeling so young, I must have gotten to Pelosi's adrenochrome stash. Baby's blood, that's a sore spot. Oh, in the black Bourdain hanging from a doorknob. Dystopia, my zeitgeist. Don Lemon says that white guys are the problem. Then he goes and dates a white guy. If I'm white, I'm a racist. But if I do the history, the Underground Railroad was started by black and white racists. Then why are we tearing statues of Lincoln and fought for emancipation? I'm losing the last of my patience. I got a shotty and I'll get your body. If you push a Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson on me, I'll take it for now. My bones are like two Mr. Potato Heads. Yeah, I said Mister. You tell me the Chinese are culture. The Uyghurs are dying in prisons for religion. The oppression, I'm mixing the Q drops with mainstream and Tupac with Alex Jones and Catherine Fitz and cook me up a stew pot and calculate the truth. Cause a portion is a psyop. I'm tying my own noose. I cut my own hair off to make you see I'm Van Gogh in the flesh. Everyone I know back home be dodging ops. Every girl I know back home be
So
running
good.
plots. Contractually speaking, I made a quarter off stocks and everything is paid off, and I'm still punching in
Tell you
the
a funny
clock.
story
'Cause
about
I
it,
know
too,
the
after
end game. The game don't end. Cognitive dissonance in your friend. Your feelings thin. Let's open up the cards. I wanna see it out now. Let's open your face. Put that stupid ass mask down. When there's beef in the room, grab the horns and milk a cash down. Devils in the room, why the black we gotta spaz. Catch your body if that's your hobby. But just probably open your mind. Catch your body if that's your hobby. But just probably open your mind. The vision is a way to the crease, am I correct? But you identify with issues that were made to distract. He be voting, he rock stickers, she do squash just to take pictures. God told me to go, that means I told myself to go. I love him, they don't know, it's easier to maneuver. I up in your head and I join your team of shooters. Suicide, who am I? I'm the incubating host of your folk life. We just bodies with some bodies. All them souls you got, I don't want them in my conscience. I could've fucked you good if really, really want it, but that pussy on. How could you boy want it? I was at the grocery store buying all that shit before. But me without the mask puts you in a shit mode. You don't even start with yourself, you just said fuck you. At the bottom of the bottom, like plankton in this bucket. A century plan crisis, stamped with a baby's footprint. The truth will set you free from them bloody ass newsprints. You're not fighting power, you just giving power back. But I distribute power free, I'm Nicola in the flag. Everyone I know back home forgot a lot. Every girl I know back home be running plots. Social media speaking out like people more than bots. And I just clean my AR and now I'm working on my Glock. Cause I know the end game, it ain't made to win. Cognitive dissonance in your brain, you feelings in. Let's open up the clubs without a vax now. Let's all agree together, Fauci is an ass clown.
Yep.
Put Bill Gates in a full Nelson till he taps out. Devils in room, white or black, we gotta spaz. Catch your body if that's your hobby. But just probably open your mind. Catch your body if that's your hobby. But just probably open your mind.
Yo. Yep. Yo, listen. So I got about 2.5 minutes into that song, and my natural inclination is that it's over, because that's how long songs last these days.
Right.
2.5, 3 minutes, and they're done. And you got a 5 minute and 14-second song we just played. The next one that we have is what's over 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Like, music doesn't happen like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody just quick hitters and boom, done, you know? And like back in the day, there was long. So think back in the 80s, dude, with like the hairband, heavy metal stuff, bro. Like it wasn't uncommon for an 8-10 minute song,
right?
You know,
think about Bohemian Rhapsody, like how long that was,
right? But I think artists have gotten lazy. But
it's also what the industry's telling them to do too. So a lot of it's this culture of it's a TikTok culture. So everything's so quick and attention spans so fast now that they just keep feeding and you're just stuck in a feed. You're literally stuck in a matrix of your own design on your phone. So you're just like constantly bombarded, and people don't spend the time. Now, I will say this though, I've noticed over the past like year, especially with the pandemic that happened and everybody was stuck at home and everything, you're getting more of this now, even with some other artists. I mean, I've noticed some like really good like hip hop artists coming out and even rock groups coming out. They're really about putting more effort into what they're doing because they're not stuck that machine as much anymore. So I think that's important. Also, I think like if you're doing a 2-minute song, I mean, sometimes you can get the message across fine, but I feel like sometimes like I can't get enough out that I want to say in a 2-3 minute song. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible, but I don't know. I don't do music for anybody really. Like I do it for myself. Quanda's the same. We just do what we do, and if people like it, which we hope they do, if they don't, then that's fine too. I think that's what true artists have to be about. I don't think you just don't ever feel boxed in. Like you should never feel boxed in doing what you do. You know what I mean? You need to do what the hell you want to do. And that's just how it should be.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do. I do whatever I want to do. I mean, like the show is a paranormal show. And if it's within those parameters, I talk about it. I don't box myself into one category, one topic, one way of thinking, or one kind of guest. I'll have anybody on. I don't care. And, years ago when I was doing like the game planning of this show mentally in my truck and all that stuff, like I was like, how do I want this show to be?
Right.
And so when I first started out, I would be sitting here before I hit record and I have like preset questions like, okay. And I'm getting hyperventilating. Right. Okay. Hit call. Am I really going to interview somebody? Getting all scared. And it's just like, it's not me. And I realized I'm a conversationalist. I just talk to people and hang out. And so I was like, how can I do this? And then it just hit me. The one day I was driving my truck listening to Rogan, and I was like, I want to be the Rogan of a paranormal podcast.
Right.
I want to just sit down and have conversation back and forth with people and see where it goes.
Absolutely.
And once I had that idea, that at least mental vision going forward, it really just helped me relax and just be like, you know what? We're just going to do me. And at the same time, like it was just like, if people don't like it, I tried.
But that's being genuine though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the key. You go ahead.
No, I was going to say, people aren't like, there are going to be people who don't like it. So like, there are going to be people who don't like you because, whatever reason, but at least you're being genuine with it. Like
I'm a bald head ginger with a big beard. They probably won't like that either. Like a 6-foot leprechaun.
More like 6'2", but yeah. No, but it's just, life's too short to worry about what people are thinking when it comes to how you do stuff. Do what you enjoy. And that's just to anybody who, is out there. Do what you enjoy and just have fun in the process, and don't worry about what people think, and just live life.
Right.
If you don't got ill will and ill intentions towards others and stuff, and you're just enjoying your life, that's all that matters. Well, I disagree with that statement actually, Tony, but like on a deeper level, I disagree. But in the general sense, when you're pursuing just life, and whether like I'm podcasting, you guys are doing music. But I saw in the comments here, Claire said, is that good ? And then she put a face with a British flag. So she's from England. So I guess the people in England don't like hip hop. So
well, we love Britain.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you guys are planning a tour over there, I heard.
Yeah.
So I guess Claire's not going, but I just think it's interesting how the industry has gone a certain way with music, and artists don't really have the freedom that we perceived them to have back in the day.
Right.
And it's cool that, you guys are doing what you do independently, where you have that freedom. But let me ask you, if Sony ever came to you and said they wanted to sign you, would you sign?
I mean, I don't know if I could. Here's the thing. I mean, are you signing a distribution deal or are you signing like a full-on deal?
Full-on deal.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like sell your soul deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not selling my soul. Like, so I'm not past that point of like that.
You always
stuff.
want to be able to keep that creative control.
Yeah,
I think at this point I would
Otherwise-
totally stay independent, only because
think
I've
it's a move.
seen the artists that have stayed independent and just as much freedom as they have so much freedom.
Exactly.
yeah,
And to have that freedom and be able to do what you want to do, because at some point that label is going to be pushing you a certain way.
yeah.
I mean, even if they give you the illusion of, that you can do what you want to do, at some point they start coming in and locking you down. And I've seen it with plenty of artists that start out
Making
really
you
hot
kill
for
your
a couple
career.
albums, and then all of a sudden, boom, everything gets taken away.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just handcuffed at that point. Before you know it, they're just they look like just soulless zombies by album 4 or 5. Like they're just kind of doing through the motions to get paid at that point.
Yeah.
I'm past that. You know what I mean? Like I'm past that phase. In my life, because it's just I'm not doing this for that. So like for me, I'm doing music because I love doing it, and I'm trying to put out a positive message and at least show people that, hey, you know what? There's some artists out there that are fighting the system.
Yeah.
Whether you like my music or not, or the style, like Claire, from Britain, didn't care for like, hip hop. That's cool. But at least like I want to put out the message that, we're going to be a voice for people that don't have the voice, or at least have the courage to stand up and do what we do.
The music you guys are creating, the younger crowd identifies with.
Right.
And I think it's important, because whether it's intentional or not, the younger crowd is the next generation.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's very important to target them with alternate ways of thinking as to what's coming out.
They're
right
so
now.
brainwashed right now.
Very
it's
brainwashed.
insane.
Well, and that's the thing
Go
too.
ahead.
Like right now, of any time, I feel like in the past at least like 10 years, more people are actually like opening their eyes to what's actually going on.
Yeah.
I mean, people are falling asleep even deeper,
Right.
but you have people who are actually waking up. And right now, it's like this kind of music changes their, they actually can identify with it a little bit better than
Right. It's crazy because my son's 16, and this is his age group demographic, whatever.
Sure.
And like, yeah, he loves my stuff, and a lot of his friends really gravitate to it too. But it's eye opening for them to get something that's not, just promoted with just so much, sex and everything else, which I promoted for a long time before I started really like coming down this path over the past year and a half. So like for me, it was like a huge change for me to see, what do I want to put out there that really represents me and represents where I'm at in life right now, but still make good music that connects with people from a wide range of sounds. I mean, at the end of the day, I even got people that are in their 50s and 60s that like my music. So, because it's got a positive message.
Yeah.
And I think that should at least be, if you don't like the music per se, at least you can appreciate the fact that we're putting music out for a wide range of people that they can connect to. And nobody's really doing it in this area of music, hip hop, man. It's the most sold out area of music that there is,
which is crazy because it didn't used to be that way.
No.
It didn't used to be sold out. Like, I mean, 20 years ago it was probably the most relevant, and
absolutely
they stood out the most.
Oh yeah.
Now it's just Drake.
I mean, back when you had like Tupac and all those guys. I mean, you see what happened to Tupac, especially when you started going down that road of knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, when he really started tapping into like what was going on behind the scenes, man, he disappeared.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you mentioned about older people
Yeah.
listening to music, and I'll tell you, Colleen's in the chat here, and she just said Virgil and I have been playing their songs on and off all day. Love it. And they're, I don't know how old they are exactly, but I know their daughter just got married. I think she told me that her daughter was 25. So like they're in that.
They
age
hit us up all the time on our messages.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hit them back all the time. I love them.
Awesome.
They're awesome. Yeah, they're good people. They're always anytime like because Quan and I both run the page, so it'll rub us posting stuff.
Yeah.
We'll put a lot of stuff in the stories, and they're always laughing or commenting on a lot of the stuff that we do.
Yeah.
So we appreciate them a lot for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. They're really cool and stuff. So I mean, your music is just, when you make quality music, it fits all age groups.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I just really think it's very important that the younger crowd gets the opportunity to be exposed to your music. And so I'm really hoping that, just from the show on the Confessional, especially the Confessionals. I mean, the Confessionals are the biggest audience I have of all the shows.
Right.
I hope that it puts it in front of people and they start listening and sharing, and it's like this is an opportunity for people to be on the ground floor of a movement where, you know, this is a new group.
Right.
I mean, just a year ago, you were doing different type of music than this. You weren't even doing this kind of music
At all.
You and Quan come together, create this group, doing this music, and it's.
And I also want to specify it too, because Quan would be here and he would totally jump in right now with the group thing. We're a movement, so VanTesla is like whoever is a free thinker. So. VanTesla one, like that to us, that's what we wanted, that to be an open forum for all people of all art forms, you know, podcasters, whatever. It's just a VanTesla idea is what it is. We're still our individual selves, but VanTesla is something we created that we want people to be a part of. We didn't want it to be inclusive. You know what I mean? Like we kind of wanted to make it, at least people could understand it in that way. Like obviously people are going to look at it and be like, oh, that's VanTesla when they see us do music, but we wanted it to be, in a sense, because I even talked to Mark about it. Like we wanted it to be something that made people, if you're a free thinker, you're invited to the forum, and that's whatever you think. Like we want you to understand, like we're not going to hate you because you think different than us. Bring your idea to the forum. Now bring something intelligent to the forum when you bring it there, because you know we're gonna definitely speak our minds as well. But you know, I think that's what, you know, we wanted to create with VanTesla was this idea, this movement of free thinkers and people that are pushing back against the system, that's trying to silence people, that's trying to got people that's trying to control us. And you know, we've just kind of had it. We got fed up with it last year, and we were like, you know what, we're gonna start speaking our minds. We're gonna actually just say everything we wanted to say. He and I started going down a spiritual journey ourselves, and they'll hear more about that on the Confessionals and even Rage. But you know, we started tapping into more of that. I came back around full circle with it, obviously, but for me, it was like that started that journey for me, and then the music came with it, because I tried so long to do it the wrong way. And then it was like, now here's this opportunity, like this challenge in a sense. Like, are we going to be like everybody else? Or are we going to be something different that people are going to, you know, want to tap into as well?
And the thing I really love about it is that Joel and Quan, they are the voices for people who do not have a voice. I mean, I'll be sitting here just making these beats, and they'll throw down like just some banging lyrics that I'm like, yes, that's what I want to say, but like I don't have the platform to say it. They're putting it out there, and it's wonderful, because I'm like, yeah, I can feel that on so many different levels. Like it relates to me.
Yeah,
especially when they talk about how much they don't like Fauci. I think I can agree with that 100%.
Yeah, like, when you hear that, you got to give it a yup, you know?
Yeah, it was funny. I knew Quan talked about it a little bit when we were on the Rage, but he always jokes with me because I've always got kind of the crazy lyrics to kind of come out, something that's just real, like boom in your face. He's like, oh, because sometimes the way we work, we're in two different states, so he'll send his stuff. I go to the studio. I mean, obviously he's got his own studio, and we kind of work that. We've done this for about 2.5 years now, and we'll get in there. He hasn't heard my stuff yet, so when I send back the finished product to him, he'll come in like, man, and he's like, I'll start listening to something. He's like, where's it going to be at? And he's like, I know it. He's like, oh, there it is. Like,
y'all just feed off of each other's energy.
Yeah.
You're not even in the same room.
That's good.
Yeah, we do have a real good connection. Like as far as artistry, we always have. I mean, that goes back to what we talk about, and people will see that on Rage about his dad and how me and his dad did music for years too. And it's a family environment.
Sure.
We're family. So, you know, that was something that was huge, just like what we built. Even his dad does a lot of production for us as well. He did Deep State on the last one. So, you know, we do a lot of it's a family environment. Mark, family.
Yeah, I've been working with him a lot lately. Actually,
about 5 years now we've worked together, honestly. You know, even
I'm
with
talking
solo
about
stuff.
Yeah, with Duke.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. They've been working together, which is crazy. So he and Kareem, which is Quan's dad, are making beats together.
Duke
Sound like
beats.
Actually connecting them together. Like he'll do a part, and they're connecting and making beats together.
So you and Quan's dad are making beats together,
right?
Yeah,
that's impressive.
We're producing
beats.
That's cool.
And they're in two different states, so they're able to send stuff back and forth and bring it together.
That's insane.
Wow, that's cool. I mean,
yeah, I'll send him some melodies, and then he'll put like just this banging beat on it, and then send it back, and then I'll add a couple extra things here, send it back, like just go back and forth on it
until it's finished.
Starting to come together.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's really, really cool. I mean, I know there's DJs that work together and they do, they'll do collaborations where they'll make a mashup or there's do something like that, a remix, and they'll work together.
Absolutely.
And they're not always in the same state
at all.
or the country, like I know DJ Shimoli's out of Austria and he's done work with DJs from Mars, and I forget what country DJs from Mars is it from, but I know it's not the United States. But it's just that like technology has really opened up the opportunity for collaboration amongst artists, and it's cool that that's happening with you guys. And I think that's a good, solid foundation to let blossom and grow, and grow out and become effective with other people in the community that want to be part of something.
Absolutely,
there's a lot of people that feel like they want to be part of a resistance movement to what is happening in the world, and they just don't know where to go. And I don't think we always have to resort to, oh, well, I'm just gonna, arm up. And, the resistance can be up here.
Right.
And because they've been attacking up here for years.
But arm up too.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what the YouTube computers will turn the live off.
No, you're right.
I don't know how it all works. I'm trying to say it without saying it, because I don't know if YouTube's gonna be like, click, turn off that live. I don't know how it works.
YouTube, they just mean they're bulking up.
Working
out.
Yeah, get those arms big.
Yeah,
those guns big.
Yeah, get those guns out. Yeah, that stuff.
That's great.
But it's just they've been attacking us mentally for years since I was a child, and I think it's important that we resist in the same fashion, because if they're attacking our children through the music, we need to come out with music that pushes back, so the kids have options. Because I'm telling you, what you guys put out should be on radio. It won't be, but it should be.
Right. And we're at the point we don't care about radio really.
Oh, for sure. I don't. Who cares about radio when it comes to music?
Right.
Like the internet's here for a reason.
Right. And I think for us, it's just, we know what we're putting out, and the people that want to listen to it, connect with it, then we're all about that. And that's what we're doing it for. And we're hoping along the way we pick up some people that maybe, like you said, open their eyes a little bit. Like, oh man, this music's really good. Like, and then start tapping into what we're saying and start digging a little bit and checking into some of the things that's going on. I think you're right though. I think the younger crowd, you'll be surprised at how many, for lack of a better term, woke members are of the younger crowd. They're really, a lot of them are waking up. A lot of them are just for just the pure, reason of being a rebel. They want to like see something else. So
the thing is, like, people identify with music, and like if they like a specific genre or they just like music in general, they'll listen to the lyrics, they'll listen to what's actually happening on the track. And I mean, if people care, it touches their heart, touches their soul, whatever, in whatever way. I mean, I know it's sappy, but my point being that it gets deep to their core. And especially when you write lyrics like that, when your purpose is not for money or fame, but for actually getting out what you feel and what you see. And I think
when you have a good beat behind it too, I just gotta throw that in there. That has a little bit of something to do with it.
No, that's
true. That's when they really relate to it.
If you're just talking a mic all day, it's not going to change anything.
Listen, without the beat, it's what? It's
spoken word.
Spoken word. Thank you. Right. So I mean, which I love spoken word, by the way,
it's just not as popular.
But it's not as popular. You need the good, because the kids, I'm telling you, like these kids, I don't know if it's always been like that, but like, listen, I don't think in the early 2000s, I graduated high school in 2003.
Right.
When I graduated high school in 2003, I don't think mumble rap would have been acceptable.
No, not at all. Not with the hip hop heads.
No.
Then. No, it was just not.
It was just like,
in the same
what is
realm.
that? Like, do you not know how to speak? Do you not melodies?
Right.
Like it's so ridiculous. But that just shows you where the kids are these days, where they do worry about how does something sound as much as it. They're not really as worried about the lyrics, So if we can hit them with hard sounds, good sounds, and also with a real true message, we might be able to save a few of them.
Yeah,
because
that's a huge possibility.
These kids are following Lil Nas, and
let me start with that guy.
There's a reason why the shoes sold like that. There's a reason why his music went up to the charts when he did what he did. Yeah, granted, there's a lot of people checking it out because of the buzz, but dude, there's a lot of people out there that were just digging it, and I'm just like, we need that. that's what we need to push
And we were
back
talking about it
against.
earlier. I mean, the song's super catchy. It's you know the guys
Yeah.
that wrote it for him because he didn't write it himself, by the way. The guy.
What?
Yeah. So they got a conglomerate of people that create these songs. So what they do is they get the beat, they get the everything together, they bring the artist in. Basically, I'm not saying every artist is like that. Some artists write their own stuff, but in his case, they knew what they were doing. This whole marketing crew knew what they were doing with this whole thing, with the shoe, everything. Even with Nike coming back around and saying like, "Oh, we're gonna go sue Misfit for putting this shoe out after the shoe already sold out." And it was like they already knew what they wanted to do was see how everybody reacted.
Yeah.
And then that was their cover story after the fact. And it's like, come on,
You're
man.
right.
Nobody's
You're right.
believing that, like at all.
They're like waiting around, and all of a sudden everybody throws their hands up and like, what is this? And they're like, what? We had no idea. We're gonna sue.
Yeah,
We're gonna sue.
Nobody
And then
gets-
the whole time they're looking at the lawyers. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know. Nobody gets access to your shoe department to create a shoe if you don't know what's going on with it. Are you joking? Come on,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Like let's just think this through. Little Nas or somebody, the Misfit, contacts Nike and says, "We want 666 pairs of your shoes." What? Okay. The next question is, what are you doing with them? There's legalities here because it's not like you're a college basketball team.
Right.
You're ordering 666 pairs of these shoes. We want to know what you're doing with our logo. It's about branding. It's about rights. It's about copyright. So there's no way that they didn't know about it.
It made me laugh so much when that happened. And I'm like, man, it's just a joke at this point. I mean, but like I said, it was to create a buzz around his new song. It was all for buzz, but at the same time, what people don't, because people get so enamored with him, and I'll tell you why. Because he built his legacy on trolling. He was just a troll, and he had a whole,
I didn't know that.
He had a whole meme page on Twitter, and that's how he blew up. Really, was the meme page, because he just dropped memes and he'd create his own memes. Like that was kind of his thing. He made Old Town Road.
And
he
funneled kids though. That's what
he funneled it
the most.
He funneled Old Town Road through the meme page, and then he started this whole thing with like, hey, create a short video to my song Old Town Road. And that's kind of how Old Town Road started spiking, and then it went crazy, and then it was the longest running #1 song of all time at this point.
Playing
Was it really?
Yeah, it literally was.
What?
It broke everyone's record. It actually
did.
it beat like we're talking Boys to Men and Mariah Carey
yeah.
records.
Holy
The
crap.
Beatles.
That just shows you where the
Friggin'
mindset
the
is of the
Beatles.
industry, where these people actually will listen to it that long.
right.
Well,
That's
they kept
crazy.
what they did. They
But it's the
pumped
meme
out,
magic of it.
and they also pumped out like 3 remixes to keep that at #1. They did the one with Billy Ray Cyrus. They did one with Young Thug. They did
See,
all
the
these
Billy Ray
different
Cyrus
versions.
one is the first one I saw.
Yeah,
I haven't heard. I guess I
And
never heard the original.
and
I thought
that's
that was the original.
And that's the thing, though. It was blowing up, but the Billy Ray Cyrus thing hit that country crowd. So they were able to not only hit the hip hop crowd, they hit the country crowd. It was that crossover event that nobody had ever seen before. And they played it. And then all of a sudden, like, he comes out, changes his whole image, like right after that happened, like really switched to like who he really was. And they had that planned all along. I honestly think it was just a psyop from the beginning. I think
I
the
remember-
meme page was.
I would see so
They
many
had this guy
videos.
waiting in the wings. They were ready with this guy. Like they knew they were. It was
But I
like
would
he
see
did this
so
by
many
himself.
videos of this guy going to elementary schools and playing for little kids, like playing a song Old Town Road.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, why target all these little kids, and then you're just gonna switch things up like
It was
that
a
after
bait
you
and
lure them
switch,
in?
bro.
It was a
Oh,
huge
yeah,
bro.
that's
bait
it
and
right there.
switch.
Yeah, bait and switch.
They
That
did it. He
is
suckered
not
everybody
cool.
in, but there was a lot. I'm talking even like the country crowd was huge into when he dropped that song. They loved that song. And then all of a sudden he hit a bait and switch on them. And then what happened was he still lured all those kids in he already had, because they were like, oh, he's so cool. And then now he's like, giving the devil a lap
Now all
dance in
these
the
little kids
video.
are like,
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
somehow that's
cool to give
okay
the
on
devil a lap.
YouTube.
Yeah.
But other people get censored for far less.
For
It's
having this conversation.
Right.
Exactly.
It's
That's not
mind
the
blowing.
same. We'll get censored. for
How
this.
dare us question that video?
I know.
You know?
mind
or
blowing.
even talk about it?
Listen, if anybody is watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. I see we have 18 people. We only have 10 thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. If you're watching this, listen, thumbs up are free. So stop holding out on me. Give me the free thumbs up. Like thumbs down. No, we ain't about that life. Don't give me the thumbs up. A for effort. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs down if you're a fraud. So listen, guys, I want to get to this next song here. Okay. But I just got to say, if the audience listening right now has not heard, let's not even say heard, has not seen the Little Nas video, they need to go check it out.
They should go do it just to protect your kids or protect people around
and
you.
to be aware of what's
to
going
know
on.
what's going on out there.
This is being praised by the younger generation.
And you won't, if you heard the song itself, I mean, there's still a lot of questionable stuff in the song, but you wouldn't pick up at all what was going on unless you see the video. And the video is just absolutely from front to end.
Yep.
So much symbology. Actually,
Satan licks him up and down or something. That wasn't that like was it was Satan or was it he licking Satan? I don't remember.
Satan. Well, it started. Well, and the crazy thing was Satan was a reptilian form of himself that was talking to himself and then like kissing and licking him like on the ground. That's how it starts. But he started by the tree of life because that's where he's sitting in front of, and this and the the reptilian snake comes down off of it to talk to him.
Right.
I haven't heard it yet, but Isaac Weishaupt did a whole breakdown of the video. He even talks about.
Was it good, Jeff?
I haven't watched it. I
So
didn't know
pretty
he did
good.
that.
I've heard it.
So he actually breaks down the language that's on the tree, and I haven't. He actually knows what it is. He actually did the research, and it's actually he says it's in a different. It's like a demonic language. Is that what he breaks it down to? Be
122 the
so
Confessionals.
awesome.
Yeah. Freak, man.
Like the
I got.
Enochian? Are you talking about the Enochian thing?
Probably. I don't know. Listen, speaking of Weishaupt, does anybody know where he's from? Because I would love to have him in studio one day.
But he's actually been tapping.
Yeah.
He was doing stuff with Black Pill Radio here recently, which is crazy. And they're out of Ohio, not far from me actually. So
he was doing it in person.
No, he was doing. It was like Zoom. Like they were doing stuff.
I want him
Zoom.
in person.
I don't know where he's located, to be honest with you.
I'll have to hit him up because people have connected. Like people have mentioned him on Twitter and stuff with us in the comments, and he's always like
he does these intense.
I know
he loves hip hop, right? So he does these intense breakdowns on hip hop videos, and he will break down every bit of like illuminated like imagery and everything. He actually did the whole Grammys and broke down every part of it.
Really,
he's amazing. He did it.
I gotta start following him.
He did it for
He
did it for the weekend on the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he broke down the whole weekend thing and was showing like all the imagery, what it meant. He like does a whole like show, but I think he'll do a whole show about it.
It was the craziest thing too, because like other people were pointing out like the little things, like especially with like the choir, the black, the really shaded out choir with the red eyes.
Yeah. Which was crazy.
People were pointing that out, but nobody was pointing out like half the little things that he was pointing out, especially like the what was it, the bandages and everything like that.
Yeah, he broke all that down. He's real, man. This dude's a genius when it comes to that stuff. Only because he actually did a top 50 hip hop artists of all time. He's done that. He actually like knows hip hop really well.
Yeah.
So he's really good at breaking down like the Illuminate confirmed. I think he always says he's like, I'm about to show y'all what this is about. When Lil Nas X video came out, I know he posted on it was like Instagram. Maybe 2 hours later, he's like, I know y'all hit me up. I promise. He's like, I'm doing a full in-depth by like Saturday. I think it was a couple days later. He's like, I'm doing the full in-depth on it. I promise you guys. He's like, it's gonna be good. He's like, I'm gonna tell you even what that stuff meant on the tree. So like the whole thing. Yeah.
I need to read his books. Apparently he has like 4 or 5
he's got
books.
several books he's written.
One's Sacrifice Magic Behind the Mic or something like that.
Yeah, he does. He breaks down all the sacrificial stuff that goes on in the music industry and everything.
That Liberty's Defender says, who are you guys talking about? Isaac Weishaupt.
Yeah.
Does anybody know how to spell Weishaupt?
Weisaupt. I think that's how it is.
I think you might be right.
Just Google it. Isaac Weishaupt. Ask Siri. Ask
Conspiracy Theories and Unpopular Culture.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep, that's his podcast.
Yeah, Isaac Weishaupt. There's a lot of people out there good. Charlie Robinson is good from Macroaggressions.
I've listened to your the podcast with him. Yeah, that guy goes off too.
Yeah, he's a murderer.
He's a genius too. That guy's
that's one of his books right there, The Octopus of Global Control.
I was gonna ask you about that actually.
Yeah, that's his first book.
I think he talks about that on your podcast. If I'm correct.
Yeah, that's what I initially brought him on for. And then on the shelf over there, the Controlled Demolition of the American Empire is his second book.
Nice.
And that book came out
this year, right?
No, last year, and I think it was like the day or 2 days after the elections. It was perfect timing. It went in the top 15 sellers on Amazon. And
because he includes COVID in there, right?
Yeah. It's they were set to publish it back in I think May last year. No, maybe it was March. Did you hear that? Did you hear that clicking?
Heard that.
Yeah.
That's the clicking I was talking about.
That's what happened to me too.
What the heck is that? All right, so time out.
Tapping into us.
I don't know, but I'm glad it happened right now.
I heard it too.
Because that's been happening to me for about since last Thursday several times now, and we talked about it on Rage Against Dystopia.
Yeah,
I was talking about it, and then Jack's like, "Wait, that happened to me," and I'm like, "Wait, this?" And it happened several times afterwards, and now it just happened. I'm so glad somebody heard that. I don't know what the heck that
all
is.
4 of us heard.
I got no idea what that is. Like, I'm looking at them, I had no idea, and I don't know if somebody's freaking playing games.
It didn't
I
even
don't
sound
know.
like clicking. It was like a look.
No,
it was
that's
like,
shorter than what it was when it
Really?
happened to me too. Yeah, it was probably a good 5 seconds. That's why I was like, "What the crap is happening?"
Yeah,
driving me insane. I'm just glad I'm not going crazy. You guys heard it too.
No, we all
Okay.
heard it.
So what was I saying? Oh, Charlie. What was I talking about?
Yeah. The Charlie Robinson, they pushed off the.
Oh yeah, I
thing.
think until like it was supposed to drop in like maybe March,
Mhm.
and they pushed it off because they said him and Berwick. Thank you. I always can't remember his last name. They were like, let's just see how this whole year goes before we drop this book. And
Right.
he's glad they did, and it went number 1 in world countries, and I know it hit like the overall top 15. I want to say.
Wow, that's amazing.
And on Amazon.
That's
It
good.
didn't last long because they're like, well, push the button, push the button.
Suppression.
What button, Jeff? Or no, is it Jeff
Bezos.
Bezos? Yeah. It's Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Jack Dorsey. And it's like all these stupid normal names, but with weird last names. It gets me all confused.
I know.
But anyways, they're like, push the button. What button? To push the button down, the down button. I don't want them seeing it, you know?
Oh, I know.
Just like YouTube. I mean, I'm convinced if we have any thumbs down on this video, YouTube giving us thumbs down.
Probably.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sure, yeah.
I'm kidding. We probably just suck. Let's listen to the next song here. The next song is called Pockets.
Yeah.
And it hit.
Killing they cells, steady killing they cells. 10 windows drop, gates got us in cells. You listening to bars, but we staring at them. What's your sound opinion to a sparkling atom? And fathom that cooking, no sugar. Jam preaching, teaching, why is boogers? Fan protector, respected, house rap music fills them within. I'm wrong for dropping gems, cause it's a different message. I see no at 20 finally getting message that her life has been drawn out, but see her dad has sketched it. Moms will teach you how to use a magnum, not the weapon. This just a skeleton of drugs. I don't write for it. This verse in a bag. At least used to be shows until I figured out those were on the nose. Conspiracies were cool until they were dropping clothes. Until you skip routine, peep the mirror. Now it's you. How you brush your teeth, fluoride, what you consume. Got an addicted, see a chick drop his again. We slaves to women, then trip when she wanna be independent. To get a sex, you clean the kitchen. Respect is missing, her feelings distant. That's not an act of kindness, that's an act of blindness. They think Kitty Gold never touched and felt Midas. I enlighten. I tell people saying kings and queens way too much validation, but lack to spread the education. And if silence salivating, black stories on Hulu, black sections in Target. You think this are recognition? Modern segregation, corporations keep yourself conscious. A Zulu chakra who opened up chakras that's got my face red like vision. I don't got the darkest pigment, but I use logic if and when I say the word. It ain't the cops killing us, it's us. Single songs with whom the guns we bust. From the phone to the media, it's cancerous shit. And your idols LeBron and Cole will go and sponsor. Your idols tell you why, but not solution of escape. Rap about their new change as they upload their state to the matrix. What an overstatement. Crypto got me rich beyond statements. Basement placement, Hollywood blueprints look basic. You want a sheep, I creep. Cut comfort off, make blankets, and sell it back to you. We know you wait.
I look up at the stars and I wonder what they are. There's probably a lot like the rest. I've been took the red pill, but looking at the blue pill. Fake steak tastes the best, but I'm looking for those pockets. Those pockets, the ones that think like me. Think like me. But I'm looking for those pockets. Oh, those pockets where we can all be free. All be free.
Our minds are trapped in cages on the border of accepting disorder. We stepping over quarters to pick up pennies. These booty warriors in the rap game, selling their deals for our cheeks, sucking your souls empty. Literally, Diddy. White people with BLM stickers on the back of their cars, paying penance for sins, and they don't know what they are, because they don't exist if you have love in your heart. They want you to hear it. They just want to control your minds with mockingbirds and paper clips. I'll be a martyr. I'll go harder than the Clintons in a pizza parlor. Ugh. I come out swinging like a urinal with no dividers. You come back with verses and I know that you weren't the writer. These puppets don't just exist in governments, but more than entertainment, because that's what they sell as utopia. If you're deceived for your kids like Sokovia, my own soul's in conflict with itself. But I realized it was like Lucy holding the football, leave you with peanuts. I used to want them to call me a genius, but now I'd rather connect with people than exploiting their weakness. Cause I'm tired of talking to demons, for real.
I look up at the stars and I wonder what they are. It's probably a lie like the rest. I've been took the red pill, but looking at the blue pill, fake steak tastes the best. But I'm looking for those pockets. Those pockets, the ones that think like me. Think like me. But I'm looking for those pockets. Oh, those pockets where we can all be free. All be free.
Be free. Be free. You're looking for those pockets.
Yes.
Those pockets where you can be free with people like me.
Yeah.
Guys, that song is so good.
That was really
That
good.
song is so good. Harder than the Clintons in a pizza park. What the heck?
Careful now.
I know. That's why I said park.
What did he say?
Nothing. Nothing. I just got here, you two. Don't take me down already.
I'm like looking over here at your son.
We're going
Like
to
a
click
big
again
guy.
here in a second. We're going to hear that click again in a
Yeah.
second.
The logo's telling me to stop,
Yeah.
Tone. Stop.
Yeah.
Listen, that song is legit. And listen, hands down. You guys are my favorite artists right now. I am
appreciate
so
that.
hyped up. It might be because I know you and you're so good,
Right.
but straight up, you guys are freaking
I
good.
appreciate it a lot.
And the music is on point. I identify with the
Right.
messaging.
Mhm.
Tom McDonald, Dax,
Yeah.
you guys are in that category.
Appreciate
Straight up.
I love
And,
Tom McDonald so much.
I love
Dax is pretty good too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I mean
And he gets
Tom's on
legit-
another level, right?
man,
But dude,
we need Tom.
we're gonna get him.
We need to get
We're gonna
him.
get him. We're gonna get him. Listen,
Oh,
I'm gonna find out where he lives and I'm gonna show him his house.
probably in Texas.
It's not
Yeah.
difficult. If you really want something, you're gonna get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tom McDonald is an independent artist who is fresh on this huge uproar. Like he's not years
Oh,
into
yeah.
this thing. This is all new for him.
Right.
It's fresh in his mind how he got there. I'm telling you, now's the time. Get freaking Tom.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
over. It's
That's
over.
a good point. Yeah.
You're the one who actually showed me his stuff. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, you randomly like hit me up and you're like, "Hey, have you heard this guy?"
Oh,
What's that
Listen to it,
fake
I'm just
woke?
like,
you sent to
Fake
him.
woke. Okay, yeah.
dude,
and
fake
I was
woke.
just like, holy crap!
And I didn't
called
even know that
Joel.
he had dropped a new song, and then because I've heard Tom's stuff, but he had sent it to me, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't heard this.
He's
Yeah,
going
it's
nuts right
insane.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then this was like right after we dropped the VanTesla album, which was nuts. Like probably like a couple weeks after, and it made me feel good. I was like, and the artists that are at least pushing back. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Yeah.
how inspirational was that then for you? If you just,
Was that it again?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. They're tapping in our brains.
I'm telling you, I don't know what
Tom
it is.
McDonald.
I don't know what it is, but
Old McDonald had a farm.
I'm waiting for it to happen on an interview and get on the recording. That's actually going to really irritate me, but ruining my show. But how amazing and inspirational is that for you to just drop what you guys drop, and then he comes out with that song that goes #1.
It did.
Like that had to be inspirational.
It
Wait, what,
was
#1?
And
What #1?
yeah, it was on. It topped the new artist charts. #1 is what it did. I don't think it topped overall.
I thought
it topped #1 for all
hip-hop.
downloadable sales. So he actually did #1 on iTunes for that. So that's what it was.
Wow.
I don't think he was head to head with Cardi B there for a while as far as like in that realm. He beat her though.
Yeah.
And then like his song got pulled for a day. He went through this crazy thing, and then he said like it was some sort of mistake or something, and then they pulled it back up. But it made me feel good. And honestly, man, that last Dax song, that Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Quan sent that to me, and he was like, "Dude, I almost had tears in my eyes." He was like he's like, I've been following Dax more than Quan, and I know Dax has always been kind of off the rails. He's always been one of those artists that's run off the rails, kind of said whatever he wanted, real aggressive. But man, he did that song, and I sent that to my mom, and my mom was like, I'm glad there's some artists coming out now in the hip hop realm, because I just feel like that is the cesspool.
Yes,
it really is, and you don't see positive artists that have any kind of following that are willing. The independent ones are now. I just think they're getting tired of it, because like hip hop was never based on being conformist. That's never why hip hop really started. You know, like you said, the whole psyop back in the 90s when they brought in gangster rap and like NWA and all that stuff, and they really fed when the CIA. I don't know if you read that whole story. They brought all the music execs in. There was the guy that wasn't down with it, and he came out and told the whole story about how he was in there, and he said it was really weird. They came in and they were like, this is what you guys are going to do, and we're going to make you, we want to keep people thinking that this lifestyle's cool, that this lifestyle
it was actually introducing the lifestyle as cool. Right. So like it was, they identified their target audience, which was the hip hop industry, because they wanted to attack young black men.
Absolutely.
And so that's what they did. And so they brought all the music execs in down the table. They said, this is generally what we're talking about doing. If you're not down, there's the door. If you're down, here's this piece of paper, sign it, and we'll go in more in depth behind closed doors. Yeah. And there were people that walked, and there were people that signed it, and that's when the transition happened into this whole gangster hip hop. And I'm telling you, like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a gangster.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in a trailer park between cornfields, and we had this neighborhood gang called the 5 Die, and all the kids were getting these tattoos on their hand of these 5 dice, or it was a dice of the 5, you know. And I was like, man, I want to do that, but my dad would kill me. My dad would kill me. My dad would kill me. But we were just like, we wanted to be this gangster image, because that's what the music was portraying.
Cool, yeah. And what was really weird though during that 90s stretch was back then the gangster rappers, the artists coming out of these hoods were coming out with their own stuff. They couldn't control them, like all of them. So you had like your Tupac would go off the rails. You had even like, you know, Eazy-E there for a while towards the back end was kind of coming off the rails. Like a lot of them were coming out with more positive stuff as they got, you know, because a lot of them looked at it like they were just creating, you know, where they were from, what they were dealing with.
Right.
Now you got like, you know, some of your artists that were created gangsters. They weren't really real. You can do their backstory and stuff like that. Look at Ice Cube and stuff like that. I know Tripoli goes off about Ice Cube all the time. But that was a psyop. It was. They brought in these guys who they knew had the image, had the look that they could push and promote. Yeah. And that's what they did. But sometimes these artists would go off the rails. I mean, you got guys that were from the hood, that were from this thing, and they didn't like being controlled, because to them it was the same exact thing they were dealing with there. Yeah. And they took the money, and then they realized that wasn't really what they wanted to do. And you're seeing some of that now too. I mean, there's silencing, disciplining these people. I mean, that's when you have these like
Yeah.
drug overdoses and these things that happen to these artists. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I feel like for me, you know, and like I said, I go in depth in on the confessionals, but like for me, like I was going down that path, and I think from getting out of that mind frame and even creating something just more positive makes me feel more fulfilled that I'm actually connecting with other people.
That's
Right.
that's what I like. I mean, if you were doing the other music, I probably wouldn't even have you in studio because it's just not my thing.
Right.
I like people with talent who actually want to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm about, and that's what I do with my show. And you know, the show's entertainment. You know, people
Right.
sharing their experiences and stuff, but it taps into a deeper reality of life, which is that this whole world, a fabric of reality, whatever you want to call it, like it's not what we always thought it would be, and it's so complex.
You're very, oh,
You know,
big
and
time.
it's life changing when people start listening to a show like this and they start comprehending and understanding that they don't got it all figured out, and everything that you thought was real may not be so true in the sense.
Mhm.
And I get emails from people all the time about how the show has changed their life one way or
Yeah.
another. The most encouraging ones are the ones where they're like, because of your Jesus Christ. I'm like, yep, I'm down with that.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
cool
that's awesome.
with that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just really encouraging, and it just makes me feel fulfilled pursuing something like that. And so it's really cool you guys are doing the same thing. People are saying, where can they get your music?
You go to any of the major places. So if you go to Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, I mean, there's the laundry list of them, but the top two that most people go to is Spotify and Apple. Just type in Joel Thomas, 2 words, or Quan Duke, also 2 words. You find our music. We interconnect. We do some solo stuff, but you know, as far as the VanTesla movement stuff, it's going to be connected. So when you go to our pages, you'll see, you know, our stuff there. So you'll see the VanTesla stuff pop right up, and you'll be able to listen to anything from that front there.
And social media.
Just go to at VanTesla _ or I'm sorry, at Van_Tesla_. You can go to, that's our main page for VanTesla stuff. If you go to any of our separate pages, go to at Johnny_Idol_. That's mine. And if you go to Quan's, it's just at Quan Duke altogether. So you'll be able to track all of our stuff from those 3 specific places, and all the music drops on all the major outlets. So it's all out right now as well.
We got Cheese Freak said, on a Galaxy, where can we get it, dude? Spotify. You can get Spotify on a Galaxy.
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah.
Come on, dude. Cheese. I wanted to call him Cheesecake. It's Cheese Freak, which I'm down with the Cheese Freak. Also, Cheese Freak says, blows my mind. A fellow ginger is a hip hop rapper. Indeed.
There you go.
Listen,
I'm growing it out. I'm gonna get it down to here, and I'm gonna start braiding it like a Viking. That's
Yeah?
that's one
dude,
of my
you would pass as a Viking. You would pass as a Viking. You would definitely pass as a Viking. Now, when I grow it out, people call me a terrorist, and it pisses me off. So I shave it off. Like I'm Puerto Rican, okay, and people can't freaking keep their mouths to themselves, and they say things that hurt my feelings. Not really, but sometimes it does. After a while, it wears on you. But
I get to see the behind the scenes.
his mic's off now.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, man.
You've been silenced.
Laugh at me, son. Yeah, yay for gingers. Okay, cool. So listen, guys, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up, because this gesture right here, the thumbs up, it's completely freaking free. Okay, even if you don't like what we just did, a thumbs up for effort. Right?
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
You just listen, it's free. If you want to show positivity in this world, give the thumbs up, okay? And comment on the YouTube video itself, not the live chat, but the YouTube video itself, because apparently it helps the YouTube machine
Absolutely.
recognize.
Yeah.
But listen, everybody that's watching right now, we are going to be doing a premiere of the Mysterious Egress Industries in 12 minutes. I will not be sitting in on that one right now, because obviously I have the guys in studio and we got to record the overtime conversation that we just did with the Confessionals. So we're going to do a whole other hour or more. Who knows how that is going to go. And then I got to drive guys back to Philadelphia, because I got a plane to catch to fly back to Ohio tomorrow. So I thank you very much for hanging out with us. I think we gave him probably at least an hour.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I think we gave him some good stuff, some good music. But we really do appreciate you guys hanging out and checking out VanTesla. Go ahead, check out the music on iTunes, Spotify, and if you want to hear the old album, that's actually on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Are you talking about the VanTesla, the album before this? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get. You actually both from right now. You can catch them both.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll simultaneous drop there too. So you can find
Okay.
everything on YouTube right now. Just type it in VanTesla. Once you type VanTesla, it's one word, so people get that confused. It's VanTesla. It's all one word. So if you
Yes.
type that in, anything will pop up VanTesla.
There's a reason why I've been spelling it as one word every time I post it, guys. It's because it's one word. But yeah, awesome music, awesome guys, and we thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button, leave comments. Even listen, if you liked this live, just type the word yup in the comments section below this video so that we know you liked it, and we'll give you more of this live stuff here in the future, hopefully. Listen, I don't really like doing the whole live video thing if the people aren't in studio. This is a lot more energetic for us on our end. If the people are on a Zoom call, it's hard to keep the energy going for an hour. Like right now, we could go for another 2 hours, and we kind of will, in the sense we're going to record more. But you guys have Mysterious Egress Industries to watch coming up here in 10 minutes now. And that is a rerun that we aired that probably a few months ago. And
I just listened to a few weeks ago.
Jaw dropping,
It's
right?
good.
It's
I liked
crazy,
it. It
right?
was crazy. Yeah. Definitely check that out. It was real dope. I liked it.
So I'm uploading the archive to YouTube right now. So I got about 5 to 6 months ahead of me where every day I'm going to put up a new show until I catch up to episode 1, which was absolutely awful. It sucked. The audio quality sucked. It was just like, I was like this. I was like, well, today we got, I forget what was his name. Do you remember what his name was?
In a box too. No, I don't.
Let's just call him Ken. I was like, well, today we got Ken on the show. Ken, how are you? And he's like, doing well. And I'm just like, great, Ken. I heard you had a Bigfoot encounter in Southwest Pennsylvania. Tell us about it. It's just like, it wasn't me because I was trying to be the Mr. Journalism. I was like, okay, preset questions. I'm scared. I'm breathing it back. I'm like, oh God, am I really doing this? And then once I got my bearings, I'm just like, I'm just gonna be myself. I'm just like, welcome to the show, everybody. You're listening to the Confessionals. I'm your host, Tony Merkel. Thanks for being here. Just more character stuff. So, but anyways, as we go further into the archive, the audio quality is gonna get worse and worse. But I figured I'd hit him with the good stuff first before.
Right.
There you go.
I'm trying to build a channel. So, all right, guys, thanks for hanging out. Give the thumbs up and only give the thumbs down, you're a fraud. I'll talk to you.
Yep.